Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. Today's matchup features two teams eager to come away with a late season win. It's the Steelers going up against the Texans. So, with the call of this Week 16 matchup, let's hand it over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, thanks, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and NRG Stadium in Houston. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led out by a man who's becoming an elder statesman among quarterbacks in the league, drafted back in 2004. It's Ben Roethlisberger.
And we both know it's a league where they seemingly throw the ball in just about every play. But watching him perform last week where he threw 3 touchdown passes still caught my eye in a big way.
Still kind of the gold standard, 3 touchdown passes, isn't it? And for his efforts last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I can't wait to see what he does this week.
This is Bell. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Le'Veon Bell. Kiss him goodbye. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell, 76 yards. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. The very first play from scrimmage, how about that? Talk about setting a tone.
And people always talk about doing exactly that in the first 5 minutes of the game, the first offensive and defensive series. Who's going to gain an advantage? Well, we saw exactly what happened there. A tone was definitely set by the offensive team.
Boswell on now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And the quarterback is actually split out wide there in the Wildcat. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Oh, now Miller slow in getting up. He's still down on the ground. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. Here's the rookie from Texas, D'Onta Foreman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Hopkins, the man in motion right. Again, it's Foreman. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. In motion is Fedorowicz. On the toss, here's Foreman. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's brought down. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast, and a big sack. And the quarterback won't take the snap here. This is the Wildcat look. A carry for Foreman. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. Able to pick up a healthy chunk of yards, 7-yard gain, but a tough 3rd and 9 upcoming.
That was another good run, and he's having an excellent day. And right now, I don't think his team could have any more confidence in handing him the football.
A first carry now for Paul Perkins. And not much running room. Down to the 32. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Let's go!
They're going to run for it. It's Perkins. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. 2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. And that's complete to Jesse James. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And you can see they'll be the AFC South representative, but for the moment at least, they'd still need to host a wild card game in that first weekend. Not the worst thing in the world.
Not the worst thing in the world, but for the AFC South as a division, hoping that this will be the representative that wins that first round, because it's been a little while since that's happened, so they're hoping to actually use that game, get a win, and advance deeper into the playoffs. It's been a short run in recent seasons.
Now Kaepernick. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is leveled. Knocked down hard. A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Let's go!
Perkins on 3rd down. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much. When you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Kaepernick now to throw. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
Now that looked like the Colin Kaepernick we got to know early in his career. Able to scramble and pick up a first down. We haven't seen as much of that in recent time.
Yeah, you know he's got the size to do it. Out of high school, 6'5", 170, but now 230, and we see what he can do with that frame.
And I heard people didn't want to step in as a hitter against him because he's a pretty darn good pitcher in high school, too.
92-mile-per-hour fastball in high school.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays, too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Stephon Tuitt came out at Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just wonder, would they be able to have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Now this time Kaepernick will throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. James Harrison in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
Now we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
Let's go.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this 1st quarter play. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Roethlisberger. This is Bell on the dump-off. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Texans take possession. And now out comes Houston. And, you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football, but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive that lasted over 10 minutes. And remember how it ended?
In a punt.
Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? You just don't see that happen every day.
This one maybe not quite that bad, but still, you'd like to have a chance for points if you hold the football that long.
Agreed.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
Here we go. Man 38.
To throw, Kaepernick. That's caught, Fedorowicz. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Now a carry for the fullback. This is Jay Prosch. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Here's Foreman. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. So what do you think the mindset was there? You can tie it with a PAT here first half. Why go for the lead right now?
The old school mindset says if you have a better team, you just go ahead and continue to try and dominate. There's also a school of thought, if you don't think you're quite as good, you have to try and take advantage of opportunities. And finally, I just think this is analytics coming into the game. Someone saying the more you go for 2, the better your chances are of actually getting them.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. This is intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Kevin Johnson. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Here's Kaepernick, and this will complete to Will Fuller. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action. 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Now some love it, some hate it. Here it is. It's the Wildcat look. They run again with Foreman. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. First and goal here from the 2. Now Foreman. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Texans are in for 6. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger heading back out there. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had to read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain. Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. QB split out wide now. They're in the Wildcat. They'll run with Foreman. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Larry Ridley will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Now they'll throw with Kaepernick. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
It's funny, partner. Le'Veon Bell, when he came out of Michigan State, when I go back and look at my analysis of him and what my grades were for him, thought he was a big-time player, great potential, but I didn't know we were going to get this player. I was used to a big, solid, thick running back. But now I've got a full package, a guy who can do everything, as we just saw there, including breaking tackles.
But at the time, 2nd-round pick in 2013, some people probably wishing they'd taken him in the first. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And a solid run down inside the 30. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Here's Roethlisberger. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. It's a gain of 4, and it gets him the first.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Flex round! Flex round! Here we go! Man, flex round! Flex round!
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Come on, let's go! Ohio! Ohio! Shoot, shoot, shoot!
Delay of game, offense.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Ohio! 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 Come on, let's go! Ohio! 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 Ohio!
Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. Going deep for Hopkins. He's got him in, complete. 30, past the 20. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 91 yards. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. And that'll give him a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about, from the offense's perspective, what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. They'll start out on the ground with Bell, and he'll be brought down here at the 28. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They'll go again with Bell. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So happy holidays, Larry. Your gift? Take the halftime show off, partner. We've got some football to get to. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they? And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum, yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Braxton Miller, 78 yards. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance, as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now, to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Something got lost in translation in this game. He's run the ball really well, done all the things that you want in a game plan, but unable to convert it into points, unable to ring the bell consistently enough to make it a winning effort.
Again, it's Bell. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Not that we necessarily see this as being in the cards, but worth noting that 21 points would equal their franchise record for largest deficit overcome. Certainly plenty of work to do between now and then. And he's brought down. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They go play action here on first down. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jonathan Joseph. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where, in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. And he keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll They'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best running backs who are having big days.
And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
On third down, Roethlisberger. Throw left side complete. It's James. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Now Colin Kaepernick and the offense heading back out onto the field. He's been a good game manager. They're winning here in the third quarter, but really the ground game is where it's been at for them, hasn't it?
So whatever the game plan was, you just got to focus on continuing to run the football. And really that takes the pressure off of the guy throwing it around. Doesn't have to be the focal point. Hand it off, let him chew up the yardage in big plays, and your team's winning. The only people upset, the fantasy guys who may have started him at quarterback in their leagues.
And we'll see if they continue with a recipe of the ground game. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Here we go.
Now Kaepernick. Escaping the pressure right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Fresh set of downs here. And a wildcat formation here. Now a handoff here to his running back. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Final minute now of the third quarter. Now Kaepernick throwing on second down. And Miller with it over the middle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Come on, let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38.
Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a loose football. And it looks like Steeler football. It is. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, complete. That's James. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. That one goes for 24 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Here's Roethlisberger. Man open right side. It's Rodgers. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. The Steelers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And he is out of bounds, but not before taking this inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you at important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
They'll try and run it in with Bell. Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Le'Veon Bell with touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. It's good, and it's now 35-14. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And quickly, they get to the line. Kaepernick to throw on 2nd down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's got room. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Le'Veon Bell making his way back out onto the field now. He has a chance to hit that often elusive 200-yard mark on this drive.
And most of the time during a game, people aren't keeping track of individual statistics.
Are you sure?
Well, a lot of the runners kind of know. But I'll guarantee you someone has sent word into the offensive line that he's got a chance to get over 200 on this drive. That should give them a little extra motivation because they love it when backs break that barrier.
Absolutely. We'll see if he can do it. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. Wide open receiver complete. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Goes underneath for Bell. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Got his man complete over the middle. That's James. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Yeah, he's got it. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great...
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
1st and goal. Forget running the football. Forget establishing anything. Just put it in the end zone with the...
After review of the play,
extra point now by Boswell. And that'll cut the lead back now to 21. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. Effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Texans on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. They fake the give. Now Kaepernick out to his left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification. This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. On 3rd and 1, it's Roethlisberger. He completes it to Bryant. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. And he'll indeed get him to the line and spike it here to stop the clock. So 2nd and 10 here. Again, it's Roethlisberger. It's caught by Bryant. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. To throw again is Roethlisberger. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Kevin Johnson. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
In motion is Fedorowicz. A run by Foreman to start the drive. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now a handoff here to his running back. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12.
Let's go! Ohio! Ohio! You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Let's go! Ohio! Ohio!
Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.
you